July the 7th and Kenya marks another diabetes walk under the patronage of Kenya Diabetes Management and Information Center in collaboration with Safaricom and other stakeholders. This year's theme and the agenda underscoring the need to sensitizing the public on the importance of screening and agitating for availability and affordability of insulin, especially to type 1 diabetes affected little ones.
There are a few things that I think we need to do in Kenya. There are about 2 million people who are suffering from diabetes in Kenya. About 50% of them don't know that they have diabetes. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to know our status. I had my own blood sugar tested a couple of times in the past month. So it's important to know whether you're diabetic or not. And once you do, then you need to be able to manage it. Now, I think if diabetes was treated with the same priority as the communicable diseases, then we'll have test kits available on the government. We'll have medication for those who can't afford it. So insulin, many families have to choose between insulin or food, and that's a challenge for poor families.
We have a drug like insulin. It is a life-saving drug. We are saying, why can't people on insulin be given the drug free, like the people who have HIV are being given the drug? It is a life-saving drug. People who are on insulin, if they don't use it, as sure as day follows night, they are going to die. These children, if they don't get insulin, they are going to die. So, and that's why some people think we don't have a lot of children with diabetes. But we do know in Africa, the biggest killer of the children with diabetes, the one single most contributing factor is lack of insulin. And if they lack insulin, they don't survive more than 7 months. So we are saying, can these people who are using insulin, can they be given free insulin by the government?
This drive by KDMIC, Safaricom and other involved stakeholders is indisputably laudable, but on the flip side of the coin, there lies a backlog of issues to be done.
Well, I think the DMI are beginning to engage government, and they do work quite closely with government. So it is just raising the priority within government so that they understand that this is, more people die of diabetes-related illnesses than of HIV and AIDS across the world. Every 10 seconds somebody dies of a diabetes-related illness, and so it is a priority to be addressed, especially amongst children.
But look at the worrying trends unfolding day by day in the country. A cause for alarm has been envisaged as far as non-communicable diseases are concerned, and the country may be sitting on a time bomb, and something needs to be done pronto.
60% of the beds in hospitals are taken by NCDs. So there must be a concerted effort. If you're having 60% of the beds being taken by NCDs, definitely there is a big problem. It means, because you see something like malaria, you go in 3 days, you're out of the hospital. These are chronic illnesses. They use a lot of money. You continue. It's a lifetime expense. It's a lifetime of using resources. It's a lifetime of looking after that body. And when you all the time you're going to hospital, you're buying drugs, you need to see a specialist. So even your output, the contribution to the economics of the country, the poverty levels that we are seeing, because chronic illnesses are they are guzzlers. They just take money. So we do need a policy framework where NCDs are looked at as a whole and looked at as an epidemic, like the way HIV was looked at, because it is serious.
Diabetes per se has an alarming statistics, and the situation is further aggravated by the fact that 4 out of 5 people who have diabetes live in low and middle income conditions.
We have estimated 4.5% of the population has diabetes. That translates to about 1.8 to 2 million people in the country. And the trend that we have is that by 2030, if there are no serious interventions, we will have 5.4%. That's way over 2 million. And that is not a good situation.
Type 1 diabetes has taken a tall order, and compounded with ignorance, a lot of our little ones could be suffering undiagnosed, with the challenge of insulin and stigmatization being a great blow to those who are already diagnosed.
They feel stigmatized because they see like it's a disease that is not common with children. So when they go to school, they would not like to obey and follow the instructions they have been given by medical personnel. And therefore they move out of what they are supposed to do, simply because they don't want to use food that the others are not using. They don't want to be seen like they are injecting themselves daily. So that stigma also becomes a very big challenge because they have not accepted themselves actually as diabetic children.
Little Amos Kiplagat is one of the beneficiaries of the KDMIC, but how about the plight of many others, and particularly who are in the slums?
Nikaambiwa sugar yangu iko high for 4 days, nikakaa 8 days ndo nikatolewa, then ndo nikakuja home nikabalance, then nikakuwa tu sawa.
It's against this backdrop that the country collectively should dedicate a concerted effort in mitigating the prevalence of these non-communicable diseases, which are on a disastrous rise. Jojo Kachi, GBS.